Okay, this is just for those people still having issues with coming up with the gradient and the y-intercept from a graph. Let's just take a look at this example. This is happening in Education Perfect questions, and some of you are getting it wrong, so let's just take a look. So this this thing right here is always going to be your y-intercept, where the graph crosses the y-axis. So this point here is where it's crossing over. This point is actually 0, 3. But where it's hitting the y-axis is what we're interested in. So that's 3, right? That's the y-intercept. That's where it's intersecting through the y-axis at positive 3. Now, the gradient, which is rise over run, has to be gotten by having 2 points, right? And it doesn't matter what 2 points you use. So you could use any point that crosses exactly, so you know exactly where it is. So this is like -1 and 5. We could use -1 and 5 as a point, along with our y-intercept. That's 2 points. And then we just, or we could use, we could use this point, which is 1 and 1. It doesn't matter as long as it's an exact point and it's clear what it is, right? So let's just say I use -5 and 1, -1 and 5. How I get the gradient is how I move vertically, right, up and down. In this case, I go up 2, and then I go left 1. Left 1 means negative, so up 2, left 1. So we know that this is a negative gradient because it's going downhill. It's negative. It's not written very well, negative. It's a negative gradient, and it goes up 2, so the rise is up 2, but the run is -1. So that's a negative gradient, and it's 2. You can write it as 2 over 1, -1, or you can write it as -2 over 1, or you could just write it as -2, because we don't need to put it over 1. So that's the gradient. You won't get it wrong if you write it like this, but you have to write it like that in some capacity.